Welcome to another episode of the A-List Music Club. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Truth. And with me, as always, are Dominic and John. How's it going tonight, guys?
Good.
Good.
All right. And of course, this is a show where each week one of us picks an album, playlist, CD, whatever, and the others check it out. And this week it was my turn, and I picked an album that is very popular from the 90s that I never really listened to. So this is Beck, Odelay.
Yeah, it's not my wheelhouse. I mean, I the only song I ever knew by Beck was "Loser." Now this album got plenty of critical acclaim and was very, very, very popular. But I had just, never really got into his style of music and things like that. That being said, I think that he's very, very talented. He's very, very talented. And it's not a bad album. I don't think I'd listen to it over and over again. I can't tell you what the songs were. I mean, they just in and out of my head. But it was pretty good. Not really. It was okay. So I
went from pretty good to okay in about 2 seconds.
Yeah. It's just not my type of music. I mean, I can appreciate it for what it is.
So much like Dom, this isn't really my cup of tea either. This isn't really my thing. Like much like the movies we picked here lately, I need something a little bit more straightforward. Like guitar, bass, drums, singer. That's what I want. That's what I need. This has got it's like a kitchen sink. Everything is
It probably does.
it's like soup or something. Like it's his throne. And I get it. I appreciate what he's trying to do. I get it's not a rock album. It's not a hip hop album. It's not pop. It's just all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Some songs have a little country to them, and he like samples old jazz records. Like he's
folk music.
Yeah, like it's everything. Like let's throw it against the wall and see what sticks.
I wonder when back when they had record stores, when this came out, I wonder what section this was. Alternative, maybe?
Probably, I would
where they'd classify him to put him in the record store.
I would think alternative. I wouldn't know what to call it.
Yeah.
I know 3 Beck songs and 2 of them are on this album.
And the other's Loser, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I forgot that I even knew New Pollution until I heard it. I was like, oh, that's right, I know this one.
Mm.
But mostly, 2 turntables and a microphone, whatever it's called, where it's at. Yeah, Devil's Haircut is okay. But much like Dom, like as soon as the song ended, I already forgot what it was, what it's called, because it never says the title. They're weird titles. What's that one, like Dumbass or something it's called?
Jackass, I think it is.
Jackass, yeah. Yeah, it's got weird titles that have nothing to do with the song. And they sound good when you're listening to it, but then it's forgotten as soon as it's other than where it's at. And I guess that was sort of his point. He didn't want to make a straight up pop album with a bunch of hits. It was supposed to be like, this is for my fans. If you get it, you'll get it. And if not, it's not for you anyway,
That makes sense, since he was popular with Loser, that he was like, all right, well, now I can sort of do what I want to do.
Yeah, he probably thought, well, I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to be the guy churning out pop hits left and right. I just want to do my own thing. And ever since that, he's got a real following. But I don't think he's had any more hits that I know of after this album.
I don't, not the, maybe like in like 2006, I kind of remember him popping up, but it was nothing like big. Like I think it was just got some airplay on MTV or something, but I don't remember what the song is. But
well, I mean, I looked him up, and he's like, critics love everything he does.
Yeah,
and his albums aren't big sellers, but he's got a following. People are into him. And they appreciate his, whatever you want to call it, style of music. So, yeah, it's not something I would go back to or listen to a lot. It's not going to make me a fan. Right. But I appreciate what he's trying to do. I get it. It's cool.
Yeah.
The album cover is odd too.
I have that on here. Yeah. I actually always liked the album cover. And it wasn't until I saw it in person a little while ago, I picked this up because I thought this would be a good one to do for our show. And I was like, oh, it's a dog.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like this like big hut or something for some reason. I didn't.
I was like a mop or something. I don't know what the hell it was.
Yeah, I until I looked at it more closely. I just thought it was like this big hut with a bunch of like I don't know how to pronounce it. Or I don't know I don't even know honestly what I thought it was, but it's a dog. So
yeah, what Odelay means, I don't know.
But yeah, I wasn't very familiar with many of the songs. But like you guys, I knew this was praised over the years by fans and critics and alike. The only song I think I knew was Where It's At off of this. But the singles were that, Devil's Haircut, New Pollution, Sissy Neck, and Jackass. So there were 5 singles off of this album.
How would you go into a record store and ask for Sissy Neck?
I want the new single by Beck called Sissy Neck.
Yeah, never seen the title.
Yeah,
that's weird. It's almost on purpose. Like he didn't want to be commercial. Like
right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting instruments and sound effects used during this. It's definitely a different sound, blending lots of different genres. Like we said, 1 second it might start out like a rap song, and the next minute it'll have a saxophone solo. It was like, what? I liked Devil's Haircut. Hot Wax I thought was weird. It has a lot of different sounds. Techno at one point, then it has a funky bass line. It had dialogue at the end. I have screaming at the start of Lord Only Knows made me laugh. The first thing you hear is just a scream. Derelict, I thought had a Moroccan sound to it, which was interesting. And that Where It's At, that was the only one I knew. I enjoyed it, but it's still odd. Sissy Neck was okay. This one made me laugh because I played it off of YouTube, this album, and the song Minus had the lyrics to it. So I was laughing at some of the lyrics because it says karaoke and vomiting morons. I'm like, okay then, all right. And I like it's sort of all over the place. The lyrics.
It's like stream of consciousness or something. You just
you just sort of is like, let's see, let me think of some random things to say.
Yeah, just not telling a story, just like random words just put together.
Yeah. And I did like the last song, Ready Made. I thought that was like a kind of a cool groove. It's a slower song. I'm like, okay, that one was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm much like you guys. I wouldn't listen to it all the time. Like one of those, I love reading the YouTube comments when I'm listening to this, and someone's like, I put this on every Christmas for my family. I'm like, wow, would I not think of playing this for Christmas as a holiday tradition? Maybe Halloween. But yeah, I thought that was an odd whatever, but yeah, I mean, he got his fans out there. But yeah, I mean, I liked listening through it once just to say we did it, like, since it's such a popular album, and because it's on a lot of like top album lists.
Oh yeah.
I think Dominic said it's on like one of the top 50 album lists of someone. I'm like, good God.
It's hugely popular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's not something I listen to all the time, but I'd put a few of the songs on my playlist.
Yeah, I had listened to it like 3 times because I couldn't remember how the songs went.
Yeah.
I can listen to it, and then if I had it in front of me, I'd be like, what song is this one? How does that one go? I just can't.
Yeah.
There's nothing that really grabs you. There's no hooks.
That's why I have to write them down as I as I listen to them. Otherwise, I'll never remember either.
I was at work with my earbuds in, so it was kind of like
that makes sense.
And it's good like that, like background. Like if you're at a party, played it, people would like, oh, that's pretty cool, and you'd be into it, but you'd forget about it as soon as it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Where It's At became a hit probably by accident. I don't think he was even trying.
Probably.
But went, well, that one sort of has a catchy hook. Let's promote that one.
Let's see if the radio will play it.
Yeah. And because The Loser was a hit, so radio stations wanted to hear the new one.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's definitely avant-garde, I guess is the word.
Yeah, that's a. If it was released, it would be released by A24. if they were into albums in the 90s.
Yes.
Just because of the talent behind it and everything else, I'm going to give it a 6. Just because of the talent behind it and everything else, I'm going to give it a 6.
I'm going to give it a 7. Just because I get what he's trying to do. And like Tom said, it's not terrible. It's not like unlistenable.
Like
it's just not
Great Commandments.
Oh God,
another off the wall type of thing, but this did it better, a lot better.
Yeah, that was just badly made. This was made badly on purpose, I think. Yeah. Yes, not. I wouldn't say never listen to it. It's terrible.
Right.
But I wouldn't be like, oh man, I listen to this thing all the time, love it. No.
Right.
7. I respect what he's trying to do.
I'm right there with you with a 7. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
I get it, but it's just not really my thing. But
yeah,
I can appreciate what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's definitely different. It's not like, all right, here's another 90s band, doing the same damn thing.
I can see why the critics liked it. Think about when it came out, like nothing else sounded like this. So
right. I mean, yeah, this came out at the same time as like the Spice Girls. So which whatever, if you're cinema sickness, sorry. They're untouchable, evidently.
He's not even like a great singer.
Right.
Beck, I thought he doesn't have a great voice. Doesn't really have like he couldn't belt out a song.
Yeah,
like
he sort of just sort of
yeah. Even when he raps, he doesn't really have like a flow. He just sort of spits out words, kind of.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe that's the point. Maybe I just don't get it. But
right. I'm sure if there's some hipsters that'll yell at us in the comment section.
Yeah.
Hipsters from the 90s.
Yeah. I'm just the old guy. I don't
old. Yeah.
Get off.
Okay. My pick is a band called the Smithereens.
Okay. Yeah, I know them.
And the album is called 11. Like the number 11.
Okay. I've heard of them too, actually.
Yeah. They're an underrated band. They don't get talked about enough.
All right, so we'll be back with our thoughts on the Smithereens next week. John, you want to talk a little bit about the podcast?
We Like Wrestling Podcast. It's a weekly podcast and YouTube show. We discuss any and everything wrestling related. We're on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all over social media. We Like Wrestling Podcast.
All right. And of course, for me, subscribe here on YouTube, youtube.com/westside515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/WestTruePlaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd @WesAlist. Until next time, Troop out.